What's up, YouTube? This is Dave Side 7. This is another video to do with Nintendo fans. When is it going to stop? And another video from Dave. And yeah, pretty much, shooting this video on my iPad Mini 2. I love doing it on my new camera, but the internet is running very slow tonight, so that video would take 10 years to upload. And that's why you're seeing a lot more videos with, like, articles or people's, like, video responses I'm doing with people's videos there. It takes too long to upload. Like, I love this camera. Don't get me wrong. I think it's, does some beautiful videos, but it takes way too long to upload these videos. But once the internet starts going a little bit better, I will start doing these videos again with this camera. And the podcast I always do in, 1080p. I guess it does 60 frames. I don't know. People want to see people in 1080p. I don't want to see myself in 1080p. But anyways, I could imagine 4K, like, I'm not getting that when it comes out. Or I'm sure it's already out now, but I'm not getting that where it's, like, more affordable or whatever. It's going to be with this camera for a while. I don't want to see myself in 4K. I'm sorry. Anyways, if you guys haven't noticed already, we're seeing a lot of videos start up again. A lot of videos about Nintendo and what Nintendo did wrong and what they can change and, what the NX is going to be. Like, I noticed the videos, like, fizzled out. You had some, like, still people pushing NX rumor channels, rumor videos, like Obi-Wan Plays or whatever his name is. And the guy's doing great. He's got a lot of subscribers because he's still waving that Nintendo flag. But, to me, at this point with Nintendo, it's at a point now to where, people are just wasting their breath and wasting their time and making their videos like I am this video. Basically with Nintendo, I see these videos where people go, oh, well, what they did wrong, what they could change. But why don't you see these videos about, like, Sony and Microsoft, Like, why don't we see these same videos? It should tell you something we're seeing these videos with Nintendo. Because they flop so fucking hard this generation. This generation, they fell flat on their fucking face. And is the reason why they did that? Is it just because they had a bad generation? Or is it because they had a lot of past bad generations and they leaded themselves to this point, basically, where they fell flat on their fucking face, And, I have to give anybody credit that will go into a video and repeat what they said in many other videos time after time and time and time and time again. And that's one reason why I stopped doing these videos of Nintendo. It's pointless, I mean, there's no reason to do these videos. Like, why? If a fucking company fails, you act like you lost, like, a fucking, like, your girlfriend or something to some of these people. It seems like. I mean, the one thing I noticed with Nintendo, I was looking at a channel, I can't think of the name of it, but I know a lot of people have seen this video. It basically takes kids nowadays and gives them, like, the NES, and they all play it, And they'll ask them in the beginning of the video, like, do you know what this is? And they're all holding this, and they're like, what the hell is this? Oh, I seen my brother had one, or usually they say my dad or something. What does that tell you? What does a video like that tell you? You know what it tells me? It tells me a few more generations go by, that are like, if they're like even last generation, it went on forever, like 8 years or so, if you have like 2 or 3 more of those generations go by, Nintendo's going to become irrelevant. Like, it ain't even going to be around. If they don't pick up the fucking pace, which I shouldn't have to sit here every fucking video and say, is Nintendo going to pick up the pace and, do this and do that? Why should I have to suggest, like, these suggestions to the fucking company that pretty much started it all? They know what they're doing wrong. We shouldn't have to get on here video after video and explain why, and our reasons why we think the fucking NX, or, what it should do. It should have voice chat. It should have fucking better online gaming. It should have third party. They know all this shit. They choose not to do it, because they want to stay stuck in the fucking past, and they get what they deserve when they stay in the past. If Sony and fucking Microsoft, if if Microsoft stayed in the fucking Xbox One days, would Xbox One even be in the conversation like it is now? Like it is now? Like, it's in second place, but it's still fucking worth talking about, you know? You know, if Sony decided to stay in fucking the PlayStation 1 days and not even go to online and not follow Microsoft, would they be in the conversation right now? No. That's why Nintendo isn't in the conversation. They decided to stay with the same shit they've always done. They refused to go online. They said, oh, it's not what... Didn't they say something like it's not what people want or something? Some bullshit, you know. It's because they decided to stay back, you know, and they got left fucking behind. Plain and simple, the end, you know. And the thing is, like, take, for example, phone companies. You know, if Samsung decided to basically stay, you know, with their first model and fucking iPhone just kept going, would they even be in the conversation with the Galaxy, you know, 6 or whatever the fuck it's called now? You know what I'm saying? Like, people sit here in videos, and I love when they sit here and they fucking damage control for Nintendo, and they go, well, Nintendo don't need those things. They make these quality games, and, you know, and I love them, you know, but that's not getting Nintendo anywhere with these quality games. And are these games as good as people put them out to be? That they paint these great pictures for Nintendo and their quality games and how great they are. Are they really that good? Because if they were really that good, you would see more people on a Wii U. and not, and other than basically not even know what the fucking console is. You know? That's what I'm saying. You know, lately I've seen videos from Bear Hugger. I saw one from Wade Dwell, I believe his name is. Shout out to you guys. And I've seen other videos. It's not just them. I've seen a ton of other videos starting up now of, you know, Nintendo, you know, hoping what the NX is going to be, or, you know, trying to tell us what Nintendo did wrong with their company. We all know what they did wrong. They didn't keep up. That was basically what it is. They lost the fucking race. Plain and simple. You know, no questions asked. You know, I want to know, basically what I want to ask, you know, in the next couple generations, is Nintendo going to even be around if they keep up doing what they are? You know, I hear some people saying next generation could be possibly Nintendo's last with the NX, but I want to know, you know, is Nintendo going to even be around? Is that true? Are they going to be around, you know, the next generation after the next one? Don't look like it with their home console market. Now, everybody goes and resorts to the handhelds and say, oh, well, they're doing great in handhelds. That don't matter, you know, really. It doesn't. It's great, but if somebody plays on home consoles, it doesn't matter. You know, I want to see Nintendo with the home console doing great with what they used to do, but I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think Nintendo has it in them. I really don't. I don't think they have it in them. You know, basically, I think they just decided to fall too behind, you know. It's like car companies, you know, if they don't keep up with the next model that's out, you know, of like if the Mustang don't have something going on that the Camaro has, it's going to be irrelevant, you know, to the Camaro, you know. It's the same thing, you know. Same thing with TVs, you know. Samsung's, like from what I hear, is one of the best-selling TVs on the market, you know. And all your other ones, like ones, look at ones that went out like Zenith, which was a great TV. A lot of people may not even know what that brand was. That was a fantastic TV, and they went out, you know, probably because they weren't keeping up, you know. It's the same thing. I mean, it's not hard. Like, on that video I was talking to with those kids playing the NES, they didn't even know what Contra was. They had no clue what Contra was, and that was the game that they played. There was like one kid that had an idea what the, you know, they knew what the NES was, and the other kid, I think, seen Contra before. Maybe none of them knew, if I remember. Most of them didn't know what the NES was, or they kind of did. You know, it was like, you could tell right there, Nintendo is not what it used to be. Plain and simple. But main point to this video is, you know, Nintendo fans, when is it going to stop? When are you going to have to stop damage controlling for a company that's not serving you no more, you know? I've seen these people, you know, defend Nintendo. Some people say, oh, well, you know, like with Bear Hugger, what he said, well, maybe Nintendo, you know, maybe we grew up, but Nintendo, is the same company it's always been, which is true. But at the same time, could you say that with Sony? Could you say Sony's the same company that they've always been? Same thing with Microsoft? I've seen them change. Why can't Nintendo? Just saying. But that's my video, guys. It's just at a point now I'm tired of hearing, because you get to a point with these videos now, and they're starting up again, and we're going to hear, oh, well, it was the tablet craze, the Wii U went after, or we're going to hear about how, Nintendo does this or that. It's all, like I showed you on my video, the last one I did, or just recently about Nintendo, the response to Bear Hugger. I said that in videos before, about them losing 10 million units like every generation. It all gets repeated. When you have nothing to talk about something you love, it just gets repeated. That's all it is. If they're not doing nothing new, with their home console market, and, what is there to talk about but old shit? And after a while, you get tired of talking about old shit and you want to hear something new. But that's my video, guys. Hopefully it wasn't a long video. Leave your thoughts in the comments section, and more videos are coming. Tomorrow night there will be the podcast, but I will be changing the podcast next week. And I have more plans to do with the podcast, which I will talk about tomorrow night. There will be some changes that I came up with so I can fit my new podcast in. Got a lot of new plans for this channel, especially with the podcast, and they should be, starting to roll out soon, But that's my video, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments section. More videos to come. Thank you, YouTube.